Hello, November 4 Echo Alpha Charlie, Eduardo here. I want to use this moment and this time of your day to show you how I am able to connect to WingLink RMS Gateway using command, actually a terminal. In which you enter commands, obviously, but this is on a terminal, and the terminal is on my laptop. It's running on my laptop. You could use any kind of terminal. This is CRT, which stands for Cool Retro Terminal, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. I like this terminal. It gives me that old school feel of the old 3270 and old, AS400 and etc. IBM terminals, and I'm from that time when I started working for telecommunications. We used a lot of what we call back then green screen. So that's the explanation for the terminal. But let's move on to what matters most. This video is about connecting to an RMS gateway, retrieving messages, reading messages, and finally sending messages through the RMS gateway on WingLink. So these are all going to be WingLink messages, just like you would do utilizing WingLink on your Windows computer. Just for information purposes, I'm running on Ubuntu version 24.04 LTS. This is at this time in August of 2025, the latest version available of Ubuntu. The laptop is kind of old. It's a bit of an older computer that ran, I believe it ran Windows 10 when it was created, and when Windows 10 was brand new, so it has a few years on it. Anyhow, now running Ubuntu. I'm more of a Linux guy than a Windows guy. Don't hate on Windows. I work with Windows all the time, and but let's move on. Now, connections. The radio is connected to an MFJ 1278. The MFJ 1278 is an external TNC modem. Nowadays, we're talking 2025. Of course, there are software modems that you can use and completely eliminate the need of using an external TNC. I am well aware of that, and I know you are, but for us a little older folks and that enjoy this a little retro feeling of still being able to use some old technology to do things that you can probably do it much quicker using just a mouse and clicking a few times and typing a few words. And some people can even do it over the phone with DigiPi. By the way, the gateway I'm going to connect to is running on a DigiPi that was created by Craig in California, Kilo Mike 6 Lima Yankee Whiskey. He's a very cool guy. I probably have a few messages from him on my WingLink. Now, so I have the computer connected via serial cable to the FMJ 1278, and the MFJ 1278 is connected to Radio 1, which is my HT radio. So I have an FM HT radio connected to the TNC. I may make a real quick video at the end of this video to add to it, just so you can see the hardware. I'm going to put a little bit of a background noise, which is a radio I'm going to use as a reception just for monitoring actually, so you can hear the pockets. Okay, so you can hear the pockets there, and actually the gateway is beaconing now. So let's connect it to that gateway. Okay, here's the command. I don't know why I have a command at the bottom of the screen, but it doesn't really matter at this point. So, first step to connect, C for connect, and you want to enter the call sign of the gateway. In my case, it's N4 EAC-10. Press enter, and here comes the connection. Okay, so now I am connected to the gateway, and at this point I usually send a question mark to get a login. Not sure if that's the right procedure, but that's what I do. So now I have sorry, I am sick, so my voice is a little strange because of that, but I'm okay. I have a logging challenge here. The logging challenge, as you see on the screen, displays as login 518. What does 518 means? It means that the gateway wants the 5th position, the 1st position, and the 8th position of my password characters. So if you have a password, of course you do, the gateway wants to know what's the 5th letter on your password, then followed by the 1st letter, and followed by the 8th letter. Okay, so the trick is you need to know that after those 3 letters that you're going to input, you need to input another 3. Those are the 3 characters, could be numbers or letters, whatever you come up with at the time that you're typing. It doesn't have to be anything meaningful. It doesn't have to be any sequence or anything that exists. Just make up 3 characters after the first 3 real characters from your password. So the 5th character of my password will be, let me look, it will be letter. There you go. Then the 1st letter of my password, it will be, actually maybe I should change this to lowercase. I don't know if it's case sensitive. I don't remember. I think it is nowadays. Used not to, but now I think it is. So the next letter I've entered. So, and then the 8th letter of my password will be that, and then just any characters follow that. So I have now 6 characters on my screen. I do enter, and if everything works, I get a hello. I get a hello from the gateway. Now, what I need to do is list the messages from the gateway. How do you list? It's the obvious thing, right? You're gonna go for, okay, I log in, now I want to know if I have messages. So you go LM to list the messages. That's the command. And now we're getting all the messages listed. Okay. Now let's say you want to read all messages in one shot. You can just type RM and we'll scroll all the messages non-stop until the last message scrolls up completely. I don't recommend that on the terminal because it scrolls up really fast. You won't have time to read them real time. You're going to have to, grab your mouse and mouse wheel and scroll back up to see what's back there in the buffer. But you can read one message at a time. And how do you do that? So you want to do letter R for read, and then you want to type that first string of characters you see right there in the beginning of the message. So the very first message up there on top says the characters are, I'm going to put uppercase just in case, Number 2, Papa XY. So Papa X-Ray Yankee 5 Tango Sierra Kilo Juliet Romeo Tango 4, and press enter and you will get that message on your screen. Let's take a look. All right, so this is a message, an exchange that I had with Craig in California. So let's say now you want to send a message back to Craig, or maybe you want to send a message to somebody else. I don't know. Let's do that. I'll send a message to Craig. I did send a test message earlier today, but I can send a second one, and just to fill up Craig's inbox. How about that? So to send a message, what you want to do is do SP space and the call sign of the person. Craig is Kilo Mike 6 Lima Yankee Whiskey, and press enter. As simple as that. Now it's asking me for the subject line, and I will send one last test message from CMS. Here you go. Now it will ask me for the content of the message, the body of the email. This is where you type your message and you end the message with /EX, just like it says on the screen. So let me try to be a little more polite and stop screaming. Hello again, Craig. There's some signal going out back and forth. This is Eduardo and 4 EAC sending you one last test message. Message from my RMS gateway. I can't spell today. Gateway using Minicom 2.9 in Linux, connect via MFJ rough 1278 external TNC, and my Anytone HD radio seems to work well. Just an old way to send messages without WinLink or Petmail. Petmail is a Linux version of WinLink. It runs as a server, and it has a little, web server. You get a page. 73D November 4 Echo Alpha Charlie. By the way, if you're watching this video and if you want to send messages to me on WinLink, please feel free. Of course, say hello. And then I end this message with /Echo X-Ray. The message is being sent. I'm going to include in the comments of the video, let me lower this volume a little, a link to the commands that I found online. I must confess I didn't remember the commands, and I have a real hard time doing this before I decided to make a video to show my most excellent attempt to send an email through the terminal. So to get disconnected, I believe the command is B as in buy, You can type just the letter B, or you can type the whole word by, but I'm just going to do B. And I am disconnected. And from the terminal, to go back to your command, you do Control C. And I am back to my command. Just to show you the mode, this is from the MFJ MFJ 1278. I don't know if I can do version. No, version doesn't exist. I can do restart, but let me show you also that I am actually, let me just do a restart of the gateway of the TNC, just to show you the version it's running. And now you get this weird characters because the TNC is trying to figure out what's the baud rate connection between the computer and the TNC. So you need to press enter a few times, or maybe just once in my case now. So there you have it. It's MFJ 1278 multi-mode data controller, and it released 3.4 from 1991. I wanted to say 2000. From 1991, 32K RAM. Wow. And so thank you again for being here with me. If you watched until now, thank you very, very much. And I'll see you next time. 73, November 4, Echo Alpha Charlie. And hold on so I can show you the hardware next. All right, so here is the computer that I was just working on with you. Okay, it's an old laptop. It's an HP ProBook 6565B. Pretty old, okay, but not that, not that bad, right? Here's the TNC. So I have not very good lighting here in the room. I apologize. The model MFJ 1278, okay. It is connected through the serial port in the back, and also using a 5-pin DIN connector hooked into this Anytone radio. That is, like I wanted to show you here, the frequency of the gateway. I have an FDM 500 here, but I don't have the proper cable to connect to the TNC. I only have a Kenwood connection, which works on the Anytone, it works on the Baofeng, it works on Kenwood, it works on a lot of radios. So that is the frequency right there. The radio is connected to an external antenna to help me with the communication, which in my case I really don't need because my gateway is right here at home, so it's a very strong signal. I could have done this with just say this little antenna over here. But anyway, I just wanted to show you the hardware. That's it. Thank you for watching. Until next time, 73 everyone. Bye now.